Welcome everyone to Golden Drop. My name is Sharon McDonald and I'm really honored to be able to be here with you today to talk about sandalwood. And there are two different types of sandalwood doTERRA has. The Hawaiian sandalwood, which is what I have here, and the regular sandalwood. And I can't find my regular sandalwood right now, but we have both and I've used both. And I'm going to talk about the differences between the two and what you might be able to use for those on a physical, mental, and spiritual level, and give you some practical uses for it as well. What I love about sandalwood is it's super calming, and I love the way that doTERRA promotes this in both in Hawaii for Hawaiian sandalwood and in India for Indian sandalwood. This essential oil is really amazing for being able to support the body with those aches and pains, with calming, with skin. Very, very good for that in particular. It will help the nervous system. It supports the nervous system for people who are suffering from multiple sclerosis, because it calms the nervous system. And so what it will do is it'll support the body as the body is not really communicating the way that it needs to with the musculoskeletal system for MS. And it really helps, and the muscles and the cartilage, it supports that as well. My favorite part about this particular essential oil are the calming aspects of it. I love to use it in yoga with lemongrass. Even though it's not something that goes with lemongrass, I still like to use the two together. And I apply sandalwood to my forehead right here in the center in your third eye. And then I use lemongrass on the bottom of my feet. And it goes really, really well together. And I love to use this for calming the skin, for any kind of rash or irritability, just by putting that in a little lotion and applying that, or fractionated coconut oil, jojoba oil, sesame oil, any of those kinds of things. It's very, very good. It's really good for people who are suffering from radiation treatment for after cancer, or maybe they have tumors or things like that. It supports the skin with myrrh in particular. When you combine the two together, it's very helpful in promoting the skin's redevelopment and strengthening the skin to be able to do that. One of the tips that I was really surprised at for people with low testosterone, taking 1 to 2 drops of this essential oil internally in a capsule or put it on your pulse points or on the lower abdomen. This helps with lower testosterone. And the other thing that was very interesting to me was how it's used for memory retention. I absolutely had no idea that it was that good for memory retention, but it's really lovely for that. And so I would encourage you to use it in that way. So what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to give you this really amazing this little lift me up spray that you can put in a spray bottle. And I'm going to give that to you. This again comes from the Oil Magic book. It's going to be in my edition, page 112, for those of you who might have this at home. And it goes like this. So 12 drops of sandalwood, 8 drops of jasmine essential oil, 8 drops of ylang, 1 tablespoon of alcohol, and 4 ounces of water. You do not need to use distilled water. I'm encouraging you not to use distilled water because distilled water, I don't think it does a very good job of blending with essential oils. The water and the essential oils, with plain tap water, you have minerals for the essential oil to attach onto. So it's much better at at pulling things together, in my opinion and my experience. And so with this, you combine everything into a little 4-ounce spray bottle. I like the glass ones that we have available. Mine is on the other side of the counter, and I'll try to reach it so you can see it. I also like to upcycle spray bottles. So I have a couple of them here. So I use these little aluminum ones, stainless steel, and we use these ones all the time. Okay, and so these glass ones are really amazing. This has my sun spray in it, which is amazing, but that's the other kind we use. And so before we end, I wanted to share with you a little bit on the emotional side of these essential oils. So sandalwood assists with all kinds of prayer, meditation, and spiritual worship. It teaches reverence and respect for deity. This oil has been used since ancient times in very powerful ways and has the ability to calm the mind, still the heart, and prepare the spirit to commune. Sandalwood teaches of spiritual devotion and spiritual sacrifice. It invites individuals to place all material attachments on the altar of service so that they may progress spiritually. The oil asks individuals to assess where their hearts are and where they're challenged, to reorder their priorities to be able to align with the divine will. And sandalwood assists in quieting the mind so that individuals may hear the subtle voice of the spirit. It raises them into higher levels of consciousness. And sandalwood also assists one in reaching beyond their own current confines and belief systems. It also helps them to accept what is. And sandalwood teaches true humility, devotion, and love for the divine. And so where would you put this? Again, my favorite space is over the third eye. And I really enjoy putting it on my pulse points. So when I do this, I apply it just like this on my wrist. And then I rub it in behind my ears. And I like it over my heart. And this, so it works really nice. And then I love, after I'm done applying it, to rub my hands together, breathe it in, and it's works lovely. Works really, really well for calming, for centering. Again, for those muscular things that I love it. I love to put it in my muscle blend as well, because it calms tension in the muscles. So I would love it really quick before we go to Q&A. If Kylie, if you will please share really quick, what does sandalwood blend with?
Sandalwood blends well with cypress, frankincense, myrrh, lemongrass, and ylang. Interesting.
Oh,
Interesting.
I
Frankincense and myrrh, right? That's like the gift.
Yeah, frankincense and myrrh. Yeah, it's a very sacred oil. I forgot that lemongrass actually did that, and I naturally do that for yoga, and I totally forgot that.
It's great oil. I should use it more often. Obviously, I forgot.
It's in the Serenity blend, but it is really, really good for skin, and you would like it. And both. So I promised that I would go over the two differences between what's the difference between the the sandalwood and regular sandalwood and Hawaiian sandalwood. So here I have the Hawaiian sandalwood, and the difference between them is this chemistry in the Hawaiian sandalwood is actually higher than Indian sandalwood in many of the chemical constituents. So it actually has a higher frequency, and many of those compounds in it are much higher on a medicinal level. But that does not mean that regular sandalwood is not any better. Like, it's still a very good essential oil. Use it in your salves, use it for your skin, especially skin repair, wrinkles. There's a recipe in here for wrinkles on page 112 in this Oil Magic book too. I highly recommend you take a look at it because it looks like a really good recipe. Whoever contributed that was amazing because it's a really good essential oil for that. And sandalwood lasts a really long time, and a little bit goes a long, long way. So that's the difference. But when it comes to like the mental and spiritual, they're both used the same way. It's just different chemical constituents. One has a higher, which is Hawaiian sandalwood, and it's very good for calming the system, even more than the regular sandalwood, but both are fabulous. The new year, this sandalwood is a really good essential oil to be able to help you make some of those goals and keep them. You know, it's very fascinating to me how many people make a goal and never keep it. They don't stay on target with it. They don't keep the activity level up needed to be able to support their newfound love of whatever they're doing. So my encouragement is to be able to grab these secret weapons that you have in essential oils to support your body, your physical levels, and your mental capacity and your emotional well-being, because they are amazing little tools that you can use. And I'm really grateful for everyone who joined us today. And those of you who are on the replay, make sure you connect with the person that brought you here if you want to learn more about how to use essential oils, how to get them into your home, to be able to have your own wellness box delivered to your home. Just connect with them and ask us any questions that you might need. Just drop those below where you're viewing this replay, and we'll be happy to help.